I can remember sitting at my grandparents' table and my father singing Kiddush on Shabbat. We spent a lot of Shabbats with my grandparents and him sitting at the head of the table. And my spot was always next to him. I always sat next to him at the dining room table since I was a child. And I remember him singing Kiddush and all of us joining in at Kivanu. We spent a lot of time at my grandparents' house, even though it was 100 miles away in Boston. And their house was the house of the family, all the extended cousins. And I didn't know at the time, but these were second and third cousins, were all at the house. And I can remember all of us sitting there with our hands over our eyes as my grandfather was leading whatever he was leading, maybe passing out presents. We have been involved with Congregation Beth Am in Los Altos Hills for over 25 years. We raised our children there. My parents moved to California 20 years ago. They joined Congregation Beth Am as well as my sister. Also, Hillel of Silicon Valley has made a major impact on my children. My younger son went to Santa Clara University, which has very few Jewish students, and he was involved with Hillel of Silicon Valley and went on Birthright with Hillel. My other two children were involved, one more than the other, with the Hillels at their school. I started teaching at De Anza College in the late 80s, and in fact my first 5 or 7 years classes started or opening day for faculty on Rosh Hashanah or Yom Kippur, and I got involved with getting that changed, and eventually the district changed and made a rule that classes wouldn't start on the major holiday of any of the major faiths. But through that, students learned that I was what I didn't think I was, which was an activist on campus. And a group of students came to me and said that they wanted to start a Jewish club on campus, and would I be the advisor. And then I think in the early 2000s, Dan Pitt, who was on the board of Hillel of Silicon Valley, and at the time he was Dean of Engineering at Santa Clara University, called me up and he said, "Barbara, you need to come and join us here on this board. We need to have more colleges represented, and your son is at Santa Clara, and you need to come down here." My vision of Hillel is so different from what it was when I was growing up. And in my mind, going to Hillel was a place to pray. That's what you do. And so I had no interest. And what I see now is going to Hillel is a place to have the excitement about Judaism. I see so many students who didn't grow up with Judaism as a part of their lives who are involved and are active with our Hillel. Students who might have grown up Jewish but didn't really know too much about Israel, who because of the Israelis there get very involved. And I think that that's just beautiful and wonderful. And in fact, since I've been involved with Hillel of Silicon Valley, we've actually had students who've converted to become Jews by choice. And that's something I never even imagined. Since I've been a little girl, I always have known that I am Jewish. And I can remember the discussion in Sunday school about, are you an American Jew or a Jewish American? And I can remember that discussion being, so why are we discussing this? We're Jewish. We've always been involved with Judaism. When I think about Hillel of Silicon Valley, and I think about the future of it, and I see us in a much bigger Hillel house, but I see it as a place where it's the place where you go. And it really is that way now, but for the whole area, it's a place where students at San Jose State hang out because of the proximity to San Jose State, but I'd like to see it becoming the place where every room is filled with activity, and the students know this is where you go, but they also know that it's not just about the Hillel house. Hillel of Silicon Valley is about giving back to the community and thinking about what they want to do to support Tikkun Olam. In about 20 years, I expect that all 3 of my children will be involved in the Jewish community. It may not be here in Silicon Valley, since 2 of them don't live here anymore. I just see that this will be part of their lives. It's just part of our lives and who we are. I think that that's one of the most important things you can do, is to sort of do Jewish, to donate to Jewish causes. And in fact, we've also volunteered in the community, and so our children grew up volunteering through Congregation Beth Am. They volunteer on their own now in other Jewish organizations. And I've also decided that it's important to me to contribute now. If we always say, well, we'll donate when we feel financially stable, we're never going to donate. So they need to start donating money as we do at a young age. And also we've planned in our legacy planning to donate and leave money to Hillel of Silicon Valley and to Jewish Federation so that they can go on and build the next generation.